Welcome everyone to Temple Time. I did it at a new time. It doesn't look like that mattered. I was trying to see if I could catch other people because some people complain when we do it at night. So we'll see if anybody else pops in. Let's call in Sacred Faith. All right, let's take a big deep breath in. And as we exhale, we're going to drop our grounding cords and our roots down into the earth. And then inhale, draw that earth energy up through your body. Send it up and out through the top of the head, connecting with the heart of the cosmos all the way up. And then calling that cosmic energy down through your body, send it down into the earth, activating the as above, so below flow. Connecting with that flow, breathing in and breathing out, activate the as within, so without. That's actually one of our cards today, as the universe, so the soul. Moving to the north, we welcome Mother Earth. We give thanks to be here now in a physical body, standing on our own 2 feet on solid ground. Moving to the south, we welcome water. We welcome clear, clean current. Emotions, we welcome flow and love and abundance. Moving to the west, we welcome air, mind, focus and clarity. Moving to the east, we welcome fire, movement, passion, divine right action. Moving to the center, we welcome the divine feminine and the divine masculine in sacred right relationship. We call that beautiful energy down through our bodies, and we call up Mama Gaia to pull and magnetize that energy through us. And we welcome all of our own extraordinary souls into this circle. We ask that all of these energies be with us, pray with us, and dance with us for our mutual benefit. I hope. All right, let's get up and move a little bit. Here we go. Oops, turn it up, Cal. Good to see everyone. I see some familiar names and faces. All right. Welcome. Woohoo! It's like there should be fireworks, right? Um, New moon in Aquarius, the real beginning. We knew it was coming. And I know I've already heard from many of you. Hi, Rima. Some of you aren't having as good a time as you thought you might. So, hi, Sarah. Um, Good to see you, sweetheart. Haven't seen you in a bit. So take a minute, drop in and drop down. Feel into your body. What's happening in there? And go deep, deeper than just the surface. And I feel tired. What's underneath all of that? Just feel into that. And we're going to talk about the astrology, and then we're going to talk about the year of the dragon. And then we're going to set some, I pulled cards for us today. We're going to set some intentions. Oh, okay. Sorry, Jen. Good to, I've already chatted with you. Okay, good to know. So let's talk about what's going on out there. Tonight, for me, in the middle of the night, for some of you, in a few hours at 4:59 p.m. Central Time, so 5 o'clock, the new moon happens. And then tomorrow is Chinese New Year, but the Lunar New Year begins. And this new moon in Aquarius. So Aquarius is, it may get a bad rap before all of this is over, but it is like the most innovative, truly for our day and age, exciting signs to be in. And so we're all going to be thinking about new beginnings. And this is a great time to set intentions to start something new. That's a very big theme. We're going to talk about why here in a minute. And a new moon in Aquarius is always good to think about that. Think about your uniqueness, who you truly are. If you've been hanging out in here a lot, then you know that we've been looking at our soul. If you really want to know who you really are, that's where the information is. So it's a great time to drop in and connect with that and embrace your real gifts and put yourselves out there. Dare to be brilliant. And allow yourself to be a little open-minded and take risks that, sometimes that's frowned upon, but this is one of those times when the universe will support that. If you're brave enough to step out and dip your toe in, you're going to get support. So think about that. And you're going to find that we have yet another little window where we can still keep getting our ducks in a row. The biggest astrological event of 2024 is Pluto re-entering Aquarius. And we're going to speak into this later, but that only happens about every 248 years or something like that. So this is timed perfectly. And he's going to be there for the next 20 years. So we might as well get used to this. So let's talk about why it can feel so bumpy. Pluto, I read Rima Benario's newsletter, and she said he's like a little teenager that's just got the keys to the car, and he's all ready to make as many changes as he can for the betterment of society. Many of us face decisions where you really need to shift something, but it seems like such work and such a big movement that you don't. Pluto's not going to let you do that anymore. And all of you know the places, all of you know the spots that you've been avoiding. This is one of those times when, if your MO is when something uncomfortable comes up that you don't want to deal with, you shove it in the closet and you don't pay attention. Pluto's not going to let you do that anymore. He's going to say, look right here. But it's not from meanness. It's from, I just want what's best for you. So that's why, we may not be aware of all of those things. And if you feel like you're getting smacked up the side of the head, it's because you probably are. It's probably happening like that. Because it's going to feel like that. Betsy says Pluto's like a baseball bat to the head. And I also hear you, Val, about the lethargy. I've heard that from several people, that trying to change things seems really hard. So just hang with us for a little bit and we'll see if you can get some guidance on that. So another good thing about this time is your intuition is going to go through the roof with all this Aquarius. Because now think about it. We have the sun in Aquarius right now. We have the moon in Aquarius. We have Pluto in Aquarius. I'm sure there's a few other planets that are winking at Aquarius or in it. I haven't looked, but those big three are the players right now, and that is enough. I love what Benjamin says. When you put Pluto and Aquarius together, you get big change now. That's just it. So that's where we are. Right. I love that. She says, Pluto has been in my journeys, definitely, and he's very no nonsense, matter of fact. He's nice enough to me, but I can see he has other sides. If you feel like Pluto's being nice to you, then that means you've been doing something right. You've been doing your work, because all he's about is getting things in alignment for what's better and what's to come. The other piece of this, which is more Aquarian energy, is that Uranus holds the same energy as Aquarius. So anytime you see Uranus out there, he's all about surprises. He's like the Jack in the Box. And, oh, look at this. And so the sun and the moon in Aquarius tightly squared with Uranus. So it just makes all this Aquarian energy, it's just like exponentially more. And with a square, you always need to be prepared to turn a corner and follow your own path, not anybody else's. So think about that as well. And then finally, we have a big grand trine. The sun and moon are going to shine on all of these planets together. Venus, Juno, Uranus. That happened, it peaked 2 days ago, but it's still in our field, which means that this is going to tweak for right now we're going to find all kinds of ways that it's going to tweak us before it's over. But for right now, it's going to be poking at your relationships. So if things are scratchy with people, this is why. Just be on the alert so you can begin to hold compassion for people. And and just know when, if and when those things come up, compassion is the watchword. It's just like, this will pass. So don't make it a battle. It's like, just hold off till everything shifts. Juno is a goddess, and she has a constellation, and that she hangs out a lot with Venus, but she symbolizes partnership. That's what she stands for. So that's why that's so loud between, if they're hanging out together, Venus and Juno, it's going to always be about partnership. There's also two more. There's a Vesta trine, and that's going to support the divine feminine, being assertive in your feminine energy. Vesta also rules hearth and home. We're going to learn a lot about what we need to be doing at home, because this is the place where you charge your batteries. And there's a lot of influence from this whole year, the wood dragon, around that and a few other things. So we're going to dive into that. Yes, Deborah. Deborah's asking, if you are Aquarius, is this going to affect you more? It will affect you differently than other people, but it will certainly turn up the volume. But what, it just depends. It doesn't have to be a negative thing. None of these energies are trying to make our lives difficult. They're all here to help. So they're all benevolent. They're all like, oh, let's clean this up. But for us, it's like one of our friends coming over and looking in our sock drawer and going, let's clean these out. It feels rude, but it's like, we've known that we need to do some of this work for a while. So this is just a little encouragement. And it's like, now we're at D-Day. I mean, it is like baseline. We are walking through the door of the new epoch. And so all these things that Kath's been kind of squawking about, they're here. And it's flipping great. Just had myself. Yeah, benevolent sounds good. Solar returns they don't have to be bad, pal. None of this is bad. And then finally, there's a Chiron sextile, and that's always about healing and receiving wise counsel. So hopefully you'll find some wise counsel in here. And our goal is always to heal ourselves, heal our relationships, and heal our planet. Truly, 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 the longer I'm here, the more I know, without a shadow of a doubt, this is why we all were sent. I don't know if it's why we came, our own personal reasons, but it was why we were sent here. We were sent here to help. So let's talk about the year of the dragon, the wood dragon. This is a big deal. Probably, it's kind of the same 20-year Pluto Aquarian big deal. Because here's the first thing. Don't forget this, until April 1st, all the planets are direct. So let's just pretend you're driving in a car and, all of these things that seem chaotic you look around and somebody else is driving, and you look around and you go, oh, I need to pick that up, and I need to, and so you're trying to get yourself in order, and somebody puts their foot on the gas, and then everything you were trying to do kind of gets thrown in the air. That's what this is going to feel like unless you're focused and directing your energy with and toward it. So this is a great time to begin new things. Who said that? That is way cool. Carolyn. She says, I'm a wood dragon and my birthday is on the solar eclipse this year. Honey, I would just go home and close the door and not come out for about 6 months. So we laugh about it and joke about it, but we all signed up for this because we could look at what was coming and see. This is probably one of the most exciting, dramatic, transformative times ever on the planet. And as humans, we've never been here before, not like this, not set up to actually be conscious of it, know it, and move on it. So we need to know that, and we need to use it to our best advantage. So when you talk about the wood dragon, it's all about balance. It's actually about balancing your masculine and feminine and getting them to co-create together. And yeah, I said Pluto in Aquarius only happens every 248 years. So instead of just freaking out and going, okay, I'm screwed, sit down and be quiet. That is what's required for Pluto in Aquarius. It's like you can harness this energy. He's here to help. You can harness this energy to create the necessary changes that you need to make. And many of you are either in Source Light School or have been there or have been on some of the other recordings we've talked about where we've dropped into our heart and gone into our soul. You can go there. You can find those answers. You can begin to intend that you're going to make your decisions from wisdom and not from freak out and panic. And when you do that, oh, this energy will so support whatever it is. When you calm down, and hopefully that's what we can do today, when you calm down and when you just drop in and go, okay, how can I proceed through the rest of my time on this planet? Because, you know, many of us may still be this, who knows if we'll outlive Pluto in Aquarius. So yes, it is, Val. It's all about stillness. It's all about getting quiet. Right? Exactly, Lynn. That is so, I'm glad you brought that up. 240, think about that. 248 years ago, 1776 was when we declared in the United States independence. That's how powerful this transit is. So yes. And the decluttering, Sarah, that's part of it. We're getting ready to talk about that next. Another thing that you really need to be careful of, look for places where you're hiding, where you're not letting yourself be true to yourself, where things aren't right and you are afraid to speak up. And sometimes you got to get quiet to really analyze that. But it's going to be important for you to live by the truth that's within you. So think about not just things with people or things out there in the world. Think about the squeaky door, the drawer that's so full of stuff you can't get it closed. And how long has it been since you opened that drawer all the way to see what's in there? If it's been a year, pull that thing out, dump it in a box, throw the box away, and now your door is cleaned out. No more resistance. Totally gone. You won't miss any of it. So it's like, and if that's, you probably have a list. If that seems long, and I'm listening to myself. I used to be one of those people that when it was time to clean out things, and it's time, I was complaining to one of my friends not very long ago that I used to live in a one-room cabin. I had very little material goods for 20, 30 years of my life. And I moved into a house. And that's just like snapping your fingers and all your junk multiplies. And so now I literally have a closet I needed to clean out. And used to, I would just, take a day and just go till I was done and I'd be exhausted. Do it a little bit at a time. I'm cleaning out bookshelves, one shelf at a time. Not only do you extend that dopamine rush when you get something done, it's a lot easier on your body and you don't resist it as much. So just a little tip. It does work to do that. But now is the time, whatever you do, now is the time to change things. Okay? Okay. And there's more. So here's the big part. I love this little meme. I put it up here. It says, brave women don't kill dragons. Brave women ride them. This is how we're going to ride this wood dragon this year. So at the beginning of this year, which is tomorrow, we enter what, we're at the end of an age. Again, there's yet another cycle that's ending. And so we're entering the final period of a 180-year cycle called, appropriately, the fire period. And you can just watch what's happening. Pluto and Aquarius are like, okay, clean that up, clean that up, clean that up, clean that up. But this whole thing is right around this final period where they're just going to burn everything down. Anything that isn't serving us is going to get wiped. That's what happens with fire. So ponder fire for a minute. Fire is a blessing. It's power. It's the ability to transform and transmute anything. But it needs a tender. It needs containment. It needs somebody to watch over it. It needs tending. It can keep you warm or it can burn down your house. So with Pluto and Aquarius, all of those tactics about avoiding, they aren't going to work. You can't hide. So we have to truly stop. Where do I need to tend to my own fires? Where do I need to shore up my containment? Where do I need to pay attention in my own life? And then I do just want to put this out there. And I don't like to be one of those conspiracy people, but don't think for a moment that we're the only ones that know about this alignment. Fire can support benevolence and abundance, and it can also support malevolence and negativity. So you want to really be cautious about where you place your energy and where you hang out and what are the thoughts that you let run through your mind, number one. And as women of power, and we all are, we're all connected up and down. We're all plugged in. My sense is that we need to be using that energy, that spiritual connection, however you use it, to pray for peace on this planet, to pray that all of those nefarious people that we don't like to think about will wake up one day with love in their hearts and they won't know what hit them. And we have to cultivate that kind of compassion in us for it to reach all people. If you look at the dates on when catastrophic things, so how long is this fire period? It's a bit, it's about 40 years. So I think, well, is it 40? No, more like 20, 25. It's like, I think it's 2044 or something like that is when it's over and we start again. But if you look at all of the bad events that we don't like to think about, they were around power days like this one and like this time that we're in. So rather than be afraid, claim your power and do that kind of work as well. All of us need to clean our own house, but we all need to really be vigilant about holding space for the, she can't take much more of this, about holding space for her. Yeah, 20 years. That sounds more right than 50. 20 years sounds doable, but that's about the same amount of time that Pluto's in Aquarius, so that makes sense. So it's said that the new moon, here's the good news. You know, everything starts today and tomorrow, but it says that it's said that the new moon is the bud of the lunar new year. And the full moon, which happens on the 24th, is the bloom, the full bloom, or the culmination of this energy. So this window is when you plant your seeds, when you start everything, when if there's more ducks that you need to get in a row, you get them in a row and see if you can get them to stay there. And it's also that volatile period. So be advised and do your inner work and do your outer work. But we literally have another 2-week window to really prepare if we haven't prepared as much as we would like. But basically, the watchword is clean out everything, which brings me to this. I want you to think, because all of us kind of feel like this lady right now, or maybe, hang on, let me move the pictures. These. So I want you to just stop for a minute and think about how you feel internally and how you feel in your home and how your family feels. And then take practical steps to do something about it, because all the heaviness may not be caused by things out there. Now, I will tell you, things out there have supported what we're getting ready to talk about. But think about your house. Now, I have these lovely little pictures of clutter. And if, hang on here. Oh, it's up to you, sweetheart. I can't fix your computer, but apparently there's something on your end that's stuck. So these are signs that your home might need some light, a light infusion. Some people call these house clearings. So think about this. Is there clutter in a room, in a corner, in a closet that you can't seem to keep clear? No matter how hard you try, it keeps coming back. Are there rooms or places that you don't like to go into? Habits you or your family members can't shake? Cold spots, hot spots, unusual noises, drained electronics or lights turning on and off on their own, unexplained sounds, feeling like you're being watched, dramatic changes in mood of family or yourself in certain places in your home, dramatic changes in personality, an overall sense of heaviness at home or in particular areas of your home. Think fire period and start here. Do your own due diligence. But if you still struggle, what could be going on is some of these, it's like we are, yes. I don't know, Claudia, how much we can do about your workplace, but we could certainly work at your home if you had that at your home. But my sense, if those things are going on at your workplace, then there's more nefarious energy there than we want to know about. And you need to just be careful and cautious and keep your wits about you. Because with the onslaught of 5G, microwaves, TV screens that are as huge as the wall all through our house, our electromagnetic fields are shot. Our protection grids are shot. And all kinds of nefarious energy can get in your home. Light infusions can clear those out. So if it gets difficult, or if you get concerned or worried, I put a payment plan up in the classroom or up in on the website. So if it's too pricey to just jump for the whole thing, you can pay it out. But you need to think about this. You would be surprised. When 5G hit, things like entities and, for want of a better term, demon possession, all of those like ET, UFO kind of nasty energies that wreak havoc in people's homes and they don't even know about it, went through the roof. And it's because we don't have the layer of magnetic protection that we used to have. So if you need that help, take advantage of it. Okay, get your journals out. I pulled some cards and they were very, very right on. And we want to give you some guidance so you can set some intentions. And this is perfect. In the earth door, everything on the physical plane needs tending. If left unattended, most of the physical experience can fall into disarray and confusion. And if we don't tend to our garden, weeds will grow. If we don't tend to our money, it can vanish. If we don't tend to our body, it can become ill. Tracking can cause the things we want to grow, and the things we want to shrink. All of this boils down to the simple act of paying attention. Where in your life do you need to pay more attention? What needs tending in your garden? What do you need to grow or shrink by tracking? So take a few minutes and journal with that. I'm going to get us some soft music, I think, in the background here. And while you're journaling with that one. No, I can't do that. If I do that, I won't be able to put this up on YouTube. Okay, sorry guys. No music. And in the water door, I just thought this was so cool. It was all the things that we've been talking about. Reflecting. Another wonderful property of water is its ability to reflect. Spending time with water can reflect back to us areas in our life that may need attention. Taking the time to reflect on our choices and outcomes can help us navigate and redirect our choices to adjust our outcomes. Spend some time reflecting on your life. Where do you need to make adjustments? Make them before Pluto makes you make them. And this was very timely as well. I pulled Aquarius in the air door. Aquarius teaches the importance of innovation and thinking outside the box. It encourages a cosmic perspective on life and often brings radical new ideas into your world. How can you see your world through the eyes of the detached, free-spirited visionary exploring unconventional territory? How can you help the world become a better place? Where do you need to explore ideas of love and truth? And is there a more unique, inventive, progressive, or original way that you can live your life and run your business? The sun is in Aquarius, generally from January 20th to February the 18th. And then fire, divine right action. On a planet of free will, we have so many choices, but which one is the right one? And there could be many right actions. Which one is the action that is going to lead us to our highest and best outcome? Which one is going to have the highest impact for everyone on the planet and not just ourselves? This choice is the divine right action. With our small ego minds, we may not be able to discern which choice is best for us and others. This is when we need to ask our soul for divine right action. What is the course of action that will lead to the highest outcome for ourselves, the planet, and all of her inhabitants? Where do you need some divine right action? Angel is a deck I made. It's called the Profitable Priestess deck. And you can order it through the website. I will tell you that it is in reprint right now, so it may take a minute for you to get it. But as soon as it's reprinted, there'll be more available. Thank you. And then finally, spirit, which this is just so perfect. As above, so below, as within, so without. When we speak of the realm of spirit, we speak to the unseen, the force of consciousness that we cannot totally know. Sometimes referred to as ether, this realm can be understood as an unseen substance that thinks. We can impress thoughts into this substance, and it creates from that information. When we consider as above, so below. We're speaking of the idea that whatever, says my internet is unstable. Dear Lord.
You froze a bit ago. If you didn't hear
Okay,
me.
yeah. It just told me. So I'm going to try to get us over on my phone. Ever since the big winds hit, the internet here has been weird. So give me a minute. Here we go. Okay, we're in. That should fix that problem. Yeah. Okay, I'll start over. So in the spirit realm, as above, so below is what we pulled. And when we speak of the realm of spirit, we speak to the unseen, the force of of consciousness that we cannot totally know. Sometimes referred to as ether, this realm can be understood as an unseen substance that thinks. We can impress thoughts into this substance, and it creates from that information. When we consider as above, so below, we're speaking of the idea that whatever is happening in our own unseen realm, which is the mind, is happening in our so below realm, which is our physical world. Likewise, whatever we're holding within us will outpicture outside of us. So it's always good for us to take inventory of our life and look at it through a different lens. When you see something in your world you don't want, ask yourself, what are you holding in your mind and heart that are causing it to show up in your outside world? Is it time to make an adjustment in your as above and as within so you can see a difference in your so below and so without? So journal with spirit for a minute. Okay, now that you've got a little guidance, go ahead and set an intention for this Aquarius new moon. And be sure to include some prayers for Mama in there. Prayers for all of us, really. Similarly, yes, Sarah, it could refer to synchronicities because you're actually drawing to you whatever's within you. So it absolutely could refer to that. You're welcome. All right, lovelies. Hopefully you're ready to dance. Let's jump up and activate those intentions. Yes, absolutely, Carolyn. And y'all, I'm going to say this again. You want this to work. Get up and move your body. Move the elements that are inside of you and build a little energy for those intentions. Here we go. All right, lovelies. It's that time. Our next one's going to be March the 8th. So I will see you then, if not before, and I'm sure I'll see most of you before then. I give thanks to the elemental forces for holding space for us today. I give thanks for all these beautiful souls that are doing their work. And I close this circle in the light. All right, loves. I will see you. Very, very grateful for all of you. I'll see you soon. Love you, Jen. Be well. And I can't get out of here. Okay. Look at all of you. There you are. See you soon.